In the expansive skies of the Pacific, Japan appeared invincible. But in just one morning, the balance of power shifted dramatically. The Battle of Midway, where the fate of the war was decided in the blink of an eye. Thousands of sailors plunged into fire and steel as the skies lit up with bombs. Blood and Iron wrote one of the most heroic chapters in naval history. This was the Battle of Midway, the decisive clash between the United States and Japan. After Pearl Harbor, Japan swept through the Pacific like a storm. In just a few months, they seized the Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, and the Dutch East Indies, a region rich in vital oil resources. The rising Sun Empire now dominated almost all of Southeast Asia and the Western Pacific. 16 American B-25 bombers launched from the carrier USS Hornet flew straight to Japan and dropped bombs on the heart of its capital. The physical damage was minor, but the psychological impact was enormous. The Japanese people were stunned, confidence was shaken, and the military leadership became determined to eliminate the American threat once and for all. Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto, the architect of Pearl Harbor, formulated an audacious new strategy. Seize Midway Island, draw out the entire U.S. Pacific Fleet, and annihilate it in one massive trap. Midway, even the name itself carried meaning. A tiny island of just 6 square kilometers, lying more than 5,000 kilometers from San Francisco and over 4,000 kilometers from Tokyo. In the middle of the vast Pacific, it was like a strategic gas station, a refueling point for trans-Pacific flights. Whoever held Midway would control a vast stretch of ocean and directly safeguard America's west coast. For Yamamoto, Midway was the lure. He believed the Americans would be forced to send their carriers to defend the island, and that would be the moment Japan would cast its net and end the game. American codebreakers successfully deciphered the Japanese Navy's JN-25 code. They discovered that AF in the intercepted messages referred to Midway. To be certain, the Americans sent a fake message claiming that Midway's water plant had broken down. Soon after, the Japanese transmitted a report that AF was short of water. There was no doubt left. The true target was Midway. With this intelligence advantage, Admiral Chester Nimitz set a counter-trap. He dispatched the carriers Enterprise, Hornet, and Yorktown, which had been badly damaged at the Coral Sea but repaired in just 48 hours, to lie in wait north of Midway. The Japanese side deployed 4 aircraft carriers, Akagi, Kaga, Sōryū, Hiryū, with 248 aircraft, 16 seaplanes, 13 destroyers, 2 battleships, commanded by Vice Admiral Chuichi Nagumo. The main force included Aichi D-3A1 Val dive bombers, Nakajima B-5N2 torpedo bombers, Mitsubishi A-6M0 fighters with experienced pilots. The U.S. forces had 3 aircraft carriers, USS Enterprise, USS Yorktown, USS Hornet, 233 aircraft, 15 destroyers, 8 cruisers, 16 submarines, and 127 additional aircraft stationed on Midway Island, under the command of Admiral Chester Nimitz. Vice Admiral Chuichi Nagumo, commander of Japan's carrier strike force, launched over 100 aircraft at Midway. The American base was engulfed in fire and explosions. Fuel tanks erupted, runways burned fiercely, and the island shuddered under the assault. But the American defenses fought back fiercely. 11 Japanese aircraft were shot down, and many more were damaged. The pilots radioed back.
"We need another wave of attacks!"
Meanwhile, American squadrons from Midway and the 3 carriers hidden offshore kept launching into the skies. young pilots hurled themselves at the Japanese fleet with almost no chance of survival. They were shot down in groups by Japanese Zero planes. Most of the torpedoes dropped missed or were evaded. Most of the torpedoes they dropped either missed or were evaded. The sea was littered with wrecked planes and the bodies of fallen American airmen. The American SBD Dauntless dive bombers, having strayed off course for hours, suddenly emerged high above the Japanese fleet. The Japanese were caught completely off guard. At that very moment, all 4 of their carriers were packed with fuel and bombs on deck, preparing for the next strike. A barrage of bombs, each weighing hundreds of kilograms, came crashing down. Kaga, Akagi, and Sōryū, the pride of Japan's carrier fleet, erupted into firestorms within minutes. The sea itself quaked. Japanese sailors plunged into the water, which was already aflame with burning oil. By the afternoon, the last carrier, Hiryū, retaliated and succeeded in striking the USS Yorktown. But American squadrons quickly located her and sent her to the bottom. In just one single day, all 4 of Japan's frontline carriers were gone. As the sun set on June 4th, Japan had lost 4 aircraft carriers, Akagi, Kaga, Sōryū, Hiryū, the entire main force of the Kido Butai, 1 heavy cruiser, Mikuma, 248 aircraft, including bombers, fighters, and reconnaissance planes. Approximately 3,057 soldiers, sailors, and airmen killed, including many veteran pilots. Meanwhile, the United States lost 1 aircraft carrier, USS Yorktown, later sunk by a Japanese submarine, 1 destroyer, USS Hammond, approximately 150 aircraft, mostly during torpedo attack runs, approximately 307 personnel killed. The Battle of Midway was not just a victory, it was a turning point in history. From that day forward, Japan could no longer take the offensive, while the United States began a relentless counterattack, advancing step by step toward ultimate victory in the Pacific. The Battle of Midway is regarded as one of the most decisive naval battles in human history. It proved that victory comes not only from weapons, but from intelligence, courage, and sacrifice. A battle that lasted only 3 days changed the entire course of World War II. And it will forever be remembered as the legendary clash between the United States and Japan in the heart of the Pacific.